Alright, it's your boy L Dub and Token again. We're doing strengths and weaknesses today.
Sides.
Yeah, inside. So start off, what we got?
Basically, when you side in, you go into stun, the deck pretty much goes into stun immediately. You got all this main deck, this should shut your opponent down. That's pretty much the main idea of the deck to start off with. And the side deck just complements that. You just stun certain things that help you out.
Yeah. Let me point out first card, like one of my favorites, super polymerization. Can't be solemn, no solemn judgment, no solemn
You can't, not only do people just say you can't negate it, you can't chain anything to it. You can't do anything.
Yeah. No Book of Moon.
They should just rename that end of conversation.
Yeah. And once we get the rest of the OCG heroes out, I mean, this probably goes into the main. You have to discard a card, kind of a heavy cost, but you know, getting rid of.
But if somebody like reborns your alias and they have like a Thunder King out on the field, I mean that's a 2 for 2. You're just fine.
Yeah. I mean, it takes out anything once we get to the OCG fusion monsters. It's good stuff. Tell them about King Tiger.
King Tiger. I had one in there and then I put in 2 because I wanted that card all the time. Rex, plants, Frognarts, anything that runs anything below 1400 attack.
Yeah, and it even slows down sounds. I mean, they don't have to summon that Keyzone first to, you know, get over it or whatever. I mean, you got to start with it a lot of the times, but that's why you want to play 2, so you make sure you can draw it.
You got the 1 DD Crow because you do run the double DeFi. You really don't need Crow all the time, but you're not always going to have DeFi, so you need something to pop the graveyard if they actually do go off and dump some stuff when they need to. Kinetic Soldier, really don't need to explain that. I mean, salmons are just retarded, and you have to have something to run over that Shin, because there's no other way to get rid of the fat fuck.
And when you play DeFi, you usually side out 2 Miracle Fusions.
Yeah, you side out 2 Miracle Fusions and you put in the Super Poly. There is one problem with this. Super Poly says it has to go to the graveyard.
Now, it's not a cost.
Now, the ruling from what I understand, you can still Super Poly with B-Fish on the field.
Really?
So it's pretty vested. Pretty vested. Your opponent's going to argue you down. You're probably call the head judge. But, how I understand it, you can still Super Poly with B-Fish on the field. So that's good stuff. Debunk, I think, is underrated. I love this card right now with against plants and pretty much everything else.
It's even good against the mirror match. That Shining goes to the graveyard, you just go debunk. If they don't get their stuff back, they go honest on you. You go debunk.
Yeah, and debunk also negates Tengu because if Tengu's gonna go to the grave, his effect activates in the grave, and he's gonna go debunk on Tengu. So yeah, pretty versatile, good stuff.
And you got more stun in the chain disappearance. Just get rid of anything under 1,000 attack you don't like, and get rid of every single copy of it in the deck. I mean, against 6 Sams, it gets rid of their tuner, and now they can't go Shien, which is their big play. Now they're completely screwed. And you got the double dust tornado against mirror match. Anybody who sets a whole lot of back row, burn, gladiator, beast, whoever. And the one nobleman cross out, kind of skipped over it, but everybody sides out Rykos and Repeater Spies and all that stuff, so they don't set anymore. But you put that in there because if you go Thunder King first turn, they're probably going to set. And if you don't have the Grand Mole to bounce it back, you can always just remove from play.
Yeah, good stuff. I do tend to, I main to a Fet Veiler when I wasn't maining 2. I did side a second. I just think a Fet Veiler in this format is really important. So, you know, that's once again play style things. But with plants and everything else, it's just, and 6 Sams too, you know, that Fet Veiler that kind of, you know, stops their play completely, makes the mouth drop open.
The main deck is, it's pretty good against, it's great against a lot of things. It's pretty good against just about everything. You have some problems against Tengu plants. If you get a bad hand, you really can't cope with it. Against Frognarts, you're kind of just lost. But you're able to just side in game 2 and 3, and then you're fine. And that's probably the biggest strength of the deck, is you can side in anything you need to deal with anything. Doom cows, whatever. No matter what format it is, you'll be fine.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like he was saying, I just think the deck is really underrated now. Like it won once, and then it was once, right? And it was a really weird deal. And then people just
San Jose.
Yeah, and then people just completely stopped playing it. I don't know. Like there's so many different styles. Like I don't think you had Gale in your main, right?
No, I didn't like Gale this format because you're able to summon it if it in fact does get summoned, they don't warning it or something, and then you have something and you attack over it. But this format, everybody has like this massive field of just heavy beaters. Yeah. Taking out one doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, that is true. I do like it for the option to go Black Rose if you're kind of desperate. Something I've noticed when I play with this deck though, and with this entire format period, the die roll is really important.
That is the biggest problem with this deck. It is stun. You don't go off first turn, and you can go up. You can set up and be fine first turn, but you have to go first turn. And this format is so fast and just so vicious that if you don't get that first turn setup, you're screwed. And you have 3-potted duality, you have all the draw, and you can get that setup fine. You just have to put it down.
Yeah, exactly. There's so many times where I have like this amazing hand, then my opponent goes off, and I'm like,
you have the oppression.
My warning's dead, my oppression's dead.
You have the oppression. You got the warning, the Thunder King, but they go off and they're fine, and now you got nothing.
Yeah. Before you know it, you're setting Thunder King, and it's not to get signed.
Yeah.
All right. Is that it?
That's about a wrap.
All right. Cool.